All right, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. My name is Don Daniel, founder of Pill Method International, a better way to eliminate debt. And today we are in the Black Think Tank Club. And Kenyatta, I've got something special to announce.
Okay.
All right, if I click on my PTR, okay, you'll see that I am at 9.9. And by my calculation, hold on for a second. Let me get the actual numbers up. Okay? My actual numbers. And by my calculation, we should hit let's see. I need about 11 new followers. 11 new followers to go to 10,000. And when I do that, we have a special announcement today, and it's going to be 10K in 10 days. I'm going to give away $1,000 to 10 people in 10 days. And how we're going to do that is we're taking $1,000 off the Pill Method lifetime program. $1,000 off to the first 10 people who qualify. To the first 10 people who qualify, and it expires in 10 days. So it's 10K in 10 days. As soon as I hit 10K, what do you think, Kenyatta?
It being a lifetime program was already great, but this is phenomenal.
All right. So, folks, as soon as we hit 10K, then we're going to be going after that. We're going to be giving that away. We're going to start it, and then it all depends. It all depends on when I get to 10K followers. So, listen, folks, I need you to click on that and watch it every now and then. And when you see it go to 10K, send us a message or come on stage and let us know when we get there. I'm almost sure. No, I am sure we're going to get there today, Miss Kenyatta. Miss Kenyatta, where are you in the world?
I'm in Delaware, so I'm on the East Coast working and loving life right now.
You know, I think you might want to talk about how you're able to do that at such a young
so funny.
such a young age. He said, listen, I'm going to get on a plane and I'm going to go to the East Coast. All right. And then I'm going to come back home, and then I might leave again and go somewhere else. What is that lifestyle like to be able to do that? To employ yourself so you're able to live like that. What's that like?
Wow, it's freedom. It's true financial freedom. It's true living. I used to be stuck behind a chair as a cosmetologist from, days in on out. And I was successful, but not in the way that I am now. I'm able to do what I do from anywhere as a commercial lender. And so it enables me to still help people. I get to still be creative. And more importantly, I get to still live myself. It's a phenomenal mix. So I'm happy and grateful. Yes.
Wow, what technology can do for you, folks. You can have a phone and a computer, and you can work from anywhere. So if you wanted to, you could go to St. Thomas. If you wanted to, you could go to the Bahamas or Jamaica or even Egypt. You could work from there.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, next week or the week after that, I got to look at my calendar. I'm taking my nieces and nephews to Disney. So we'll be in Disney World, and I'm able to work from there.
Hi, Aunt Kenyatta. Hi, Aunt Kenyatta. Why are you laughing at me?
I know, right, Ice? What's up, man, Kenyatta?
Hi.
Listen, come on. Anybody else want Kenyatta as their aunt? Come on up and say so. Kenyatta's taking nieces and nephews to Orlando, and Kenyatta, I want to go. All right. Listen, Kenyatta, go ahead. Let's go ahead and get the show started. Will you please tell the folks who you are and what you do?
Absolutely. Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Kenyatta. I'm the official lender of the P.I.L.L method family, which means that I can assist you with not only finding a great deal, but financing that great deal, canceling the interest on that great deal, so we can get you in yet another great deal. So basically, if you have a fix and flip, I can help with that. If you have a refinance, you want to do the BRRRR strategy, I can help with that. If you have a business that need a capital injection, I can help with that. So if you need me, just holler.
Okay. I see some folks out there I want to shout out to. I see Miss Dion Green in the house. I see Mr. Jonathan in the house. He's there. Oh my goodness. Who else is? Listen, we got a few folks in here today. And if you have something that you would like to say or ask, please come to the stage. And if you want to, we're going to have some examples on the screen. We are live. This is, more and more people are doing this now. More and more people are going on Clubhouse, but they're going live on StreamYard or some other app so that they could be live also on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, and on LinkedIn. And guess who else I saw doing that today? All right. What's his name from let's see, Glenn. Let's see, Glenn. What's Glenn's name? Doggone it. Can't think of his I'll get it in a minute. But he's on every morning. Rise and Grind. What's the guy's name? But anyway, but he's doing it now. So listen, I'm glad to be one of a forerunner in that. And the only reason why we can do this, folks, is to have a producer that can help me put everything together so I can concentrate on the examples and teaching. We have Kurt Nugent, who is our producer. And oftentimes he's busy in the background and sometimes he can't talk. But if he can, Kurt, are you there? Is your microphone working today? Can you say something to the crowd? When you can, please come on, come on stage or whatever it is you do and come talk to the folks and tell them a little bit about how you're making this all happen for us so that we can get out there in front of thousands and thousands of people, even though I am actually physically asleep in my bed, but these videos keep right on working. So we want to be able to talk about that this morning. And so, folks, we're going to get started this morning. We got Jermaine up on the stage. Jermaine, how are you, sir?
Man, I'm blessed. I'm very well. How are you?
Excellent, man. So what are you bringing to us today? You have a question?
Well, not so much a question. Just I'm listening. I'm sure some questions will come up. I can't wait to get the book, and I've been listening to you for a while. I just appreciate all of the information and all the jewels you drop, man. It's invaluable. And you don't only teach get acquiring assets, you teach asset protection, and because definitely paying off your house in 7 years as opposed to 30 or 25 or 20 or 15 is definitely asset protection because you're saving so much money in the long run. You have ownership faster. You can you can liquidate or bring in cash more. And I just I appreciate all the dudes you dropped. They're really valuable to me. I listen to a lot of people, but you drop actionable, applicable info all the time, man. And I just appreciate you. I have a real estate investment company with my mentor that we just started. So I'm learning the ropes as far as that. Now there's a caveat to that because I've purchased over almost six individual houses and two. So I purchased 8 houses before, not including the one that I live in now. So I'm not inexperienced with real estate, but I am inexperienced with real estate as far as the mortgages go. I've only taken out one mortgage. All of the houses that I've purchased previously, I paid cash for. So at one point, I thought I was experienced with real estate, but with the creative finance and with the finance and with the amortization, I realized that I don't know much about it at all because the houses that I bought in the previous years, I was blessed enough to just pay all cash for them, which may not even been a smart move. I thought it was, but listening to you has opened my eyes up to a lot of things, man. I just can't wait to, keep picking up the gems and paying it forward. I appreciate you.
Jermaine, let's talk about that a minute. Okay, let's talk about it. So you were talking about paying cash, and you know what? there are a lot of people on the stage that have heard that, and some people probably even who are in the audience believe that cash is king. Is that did you subscribe or do you still subscribe to that? Is that something you believed in?
I don't subscribe to that notion currently. I did before.
Okay.
You know, I had a negative. I had a negative vision of credit only because I grew up in the hood, man, and my father's always been a businessman, and he always stressed business to me and taught me business. I've always been in business, and I've had several of them. I failed at some, I've succeeded at some, but I've always funded myself, paid cash for everything, and I never even bothered to care about my credit because credit to me had a negative connotation with it. It is just because what I saw, everybody's in debt. The United States of America Incorporated is in debt. Every big company is in debt. Debt is good. Debt is only bad if you have bad debt. So I don't subscribe to that notion anymore. I used to though, and I could have got so much further financially faster had I not subscribed to that notion. I always had the thought that if I bought something, if I couldn't afford to buy 10 of them cash, that I shouldn't be buying it. And I neglected and didn't care anything about my credit. I was 26 years old, and I was liquid a couple $1,000,000 and never even bothered to think or care about my credit. And I could have probably ran it up into 2 billion, but I just didn't.
Wow, man, we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about how we can do all of this and not leave money on the table. So if you're a real estate investor, even if you have one house or 10 or 20 houses, it doesn't really matter. If you're a real estate investor, put a number 1 in the chat today. Put a number 1 in the chat if you're a real estate investor, because I have something especially for you. Oh my gosh. All right. So there we go. All right. There's a number 1 in the chat. Are there any more? Are there any more real estate investors in the room? Or if you even know a real estate investor, put a number 1 in the chat. If you're a real estate investor, or if you know a real estate investor, put 1 in the chat. Put a number 1 in the chat so that we can talk about it this morning. I'm telling you, I'm going to put something on the screen for you. And this is a young lady who is a real estate investor somewhere close to where I live. And we're going to put that on the screen right about now. But first of all, there we go. We're getting it on the screen now. I'm also, guess what I'm doing? I'm going to go ahead and get on let's see, YouTube myself, so I can watch and see what's going on. I'm going to go live. So Kenyatta, how can the folks find us on YouTube? All right, how can they find us?
Go live. So okay.
Oh, sorry about that.
I can hear you in the background.
Oh, folks, don't forget to turn the volume down on the device that you're using, because I just forgot to do it. Oh my goodness, look at that. All right, but there we go.
Okay.
We're all set.
So you want to go to ice10kvideos.com. That's videos with an S. And you probably want to do it on a laptop, tablet, desktop, something like that, so that you can still be here in the clubhouse as well. But yep, while you're there, you're going to be inside of YouTube. Go ahead, comment, like, subscribe, but most importantly, share. We're trying to get this information out to as many people as possible. So share on all your platforms.
Hey, we got Sean 10K in the room. Hey, Sean, how many seconds did I have left before you got your moderator badge? I mean, did I have?
Don, I'm trying to put on my P.I.L.L method badge. Would you leave me alone? What up, Don?
What's going on?
My boy Flame. And hey, Jermaine, what's happening?
Good morning.
Hey, listen,
It's a great morning. Let me go back to putting on my badge, please, Don. I'm going to mute.
Listen, I need you back in here soon, all right? Because we're doing something special. Flame, I'm glad you're here because we're doing something special today. I need everybody to keep a lookout. Okay, I only need a few more people as they come in. When we hit 10K, we're going to do a very special thing today. When we hit 10K, we are going to do something special. We're going to do a 10K giveaway. What? 10K in 10 days as soon as I hit 10K followers. And we're only about 5 or 6 away. I would imagine by now. So if you're not following me, please go ahead and do that. And then we'll be able to announce what we're talking about. But in the meantime, I need folks to kind of monitor that. And so, Flame, what's going on with you, sir? How are you doing this morning? Uh-oh. Flame, if you're speaking, you're on mute. All right, he'll be back. Sean, let me know when you're able to do an introduction, okay?
All right, Don. Let me go for it. I'll come back because I'm in the back channel looking for the pill method. Because since we removed the, I have to go do a new one. So hey, shout out to the room. Shout out to everyone here in the building. Don is a few followers away from 10,000 followers. My recommendation to you guys, when you come into the room, the first thing that you want to do is absolutely share the room. Share the room. That's step one. By sharing the room, you're sending a message to your audience that I'm listening to the pill method. I'm getting some gems. This is the room I'm in. And if you guys are interested, tap in with Don Daniel and hear what he has to share. If you have a mortgage or you know someone with a mortgage that can benefit from paying that off early, this is the room to be in, guys. And don't keep the information for yourself. Make sure you share it with others. That's what sharing the room is going to allow you to do. So my role in this room is to support Don in what he's doing. And everyone in the room that does not have a PTR picture like Don, just text me the word ICE. Text me the word the pill method, sorry. Text me the word pill method and your photo, and I'm going to send you one of these new PTRs. With that said, Captain Don, I'll pass the mic back over to you.
All right, thank you very much, Sean. Flame, are you back in the house yet? All right, so listen, he'll be back in.
Captain Flame, are you in the building, my brother? Is Flame in the building? Meetflame.com. Are you there, sir?
He will be. All right. Listen, folks, while we're getting everything set up, all right, while we're getting ready to make our huge announcement and what that's going to be about, let's take a look at what we have on the screen. And I'm going to be explaining it to you if you're on Clubhouse. But if you want to see it, go to ice10kvideos.com, ice10kvideos.com. That stands for Interest Cancellation Expert, on your tablet or on your laptop. And don't forget to turn down the volume like I forgot. Okay, here we go. Here's what we've got. A client example. Here's the investment properties. Okay, I'm going to count out these properties. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 properties. All right, and we're going to take a look at the old way of looking at these properties. Now, this young lady was in these properties for a while before she met us. Okay, and right now, at the time that she met us, she still had $1,292,000 left to pay off. $1,292,000 worth of property to pay off. All right. And over about 26 years to do it in. And that's what the bank loves. Okay. So let me show you when we met her where she was at the time. Now, remember, if you want to see what's going on, go to ice10k, ice10kvideos.com and take a look. So on mortgage number one in 251 months. Okay. She, now remember, she has 100% occupancy. Okay. We live in Huntsville, Alabama. The number, according to U.S. News and World Report, the number one city in which to live in all of America. Right here. There is not enough housing. I mean, they are tearing up fields all over the place just to put housing in. So you know there's not enough rental housing in. So here's where she is now. Okay. She's been in this rental game for a while. And let me tell you how, I'll tell you a little bit how she got into it. And it's very easy. She was going, you know how people do garage sales and they had these DVDs. You know, people don't even know what DVDs are anymore, but they had these DVDs on real estate. And so she got them at a garage sale. She picked them up and lo and behold, watched them and she got into real estate. I mean, just like, you know, that's how she did it. But anyway, so she's got all of these people who are paying rent and paying off her mortgages. and she never really paid attention to it because she makes really good money. Okay, really good money. And so in the first mortgage in 251 months, paid this loan down by $150,000 in 251 months. But guess what, folks? Look over here to the right. It took $183,000 in interest to do that. So you add the two together, over $300,000, almost $400,000 paid out just so she could have $150,000 in equity in this house. I don't know about you, but I think to pay a house down by $150,000, but you got to pay $183,000 in interest to do it, even though the interest rate was 4.25. Do you know what the interest rate 4.25 really means? It means that the bank wants 77% of what you borrowed. They want that in the form of interest. 77% of what you borrowed. Let me give you a better insight into that. If her mortgage was just $100,000 for 30 years at 4.25%, the bank would want from her $77,000 in interest on a $100,000 loan at 4.25. How does 4.25% equate to paying back $77,000 on a $100,000 loan? Because the interest rate you're quoted is not the interest you pay. I will repeat that. The interest rate you're quoted is not the interest you pay. So because of amortization, when these loans are amortized, you're going to pay back a lot more interest if you're not careful, 75% more than you need to pay. Now, I'm going to show you how you can pay a lot less interest and not affect your ability to invest. What? You're still able to invest your money, but you're going to pay less interest, therefore pay off the houses faster and cheaper? You better believe it. And you're still able to invest. Watch this. Now, house number 2 in 157 months. Watch this. $32,000 paid down, but it costs $96,000 in interest to do it. House number 3 in 175 months, $49,000 paid down on this one, but it cost $100,000 in interest to get it there. Listen, is anybody thinking, does anybody know that this is too much to pay to have this, to pay off the loans like this? Does anybody else feel that way? If you feel that that's too much interest to pay, even though you're a real estate investor, put number 9 in the chat. If you feel that is too much to pay in interest, put a number 9 in the chat. Somebody wants to know what's the website address. We have some new people in the room, Kenyatta. How can they see what is going on? How can they see?
Go to ice10kvideos.com. It'll take you straight to YouTube where you can like, comment, subscribe, and share. We really ask that you use another device such as a tablet, laptop, or a desktop to see these examples.
All right. So somebody put that in the chat for me. ice10kvideos.com. I would appreciate that as well. And so we got number 9 showing up all over the place. And listen, if you think this is valuable, folks, if you think this is valuable, go ahead and follow me. And then also share the room, because we're going to be giving away a lot of secrets today. We've done 3 mortgages. We're going to go to mortgage number 4. And folks, keep an eye out on my PTR. As soon as I hit 10,000 followers, I need to know about it so that we can do a special giveaway. So we got a lot of things going on simultaneously. All right. So and this next mortgage in 216 months. 216 months. Listen. We need to do something a little special here. 216 months. Let me show you something. I put a calculator on the screen. Okay. We're going to put 216 in the calculator. We're going to divide that by 12 months. Okay. That's 18 years. 18 years. Okay. Had this particular property. 18 years. Okay. In 18 years, at 6%, paid this mortgage down by $16,000 only. That's less than $1,000 a year, folks, because the interest rate was 6%, which really means the bank wants 115.838% in interest. So, in other words, if your loan is $100,000, if your loan is $100,000, guess what? At 6%, the bank wants $115,838,000. I'm sorry, $115,883 in interest from you on a $100,000 loan. That's more in interest than you borrowed in principal. No wonder at 6%, and that's 6%. So 6% really means 115.838%. My goodness. Listen, start sharing this room out so people can get in here and see this today. All right. And so listen, and in that time on this mortgage, paid it down by $16,500, but it cost $57,000 in interest to do it. Now, I have to still point out that she's making a boatload of money because she bought the houses right. She's renting them right. And the payments on the loans every month are small. It's just that the amount of money that goes to the bank in interest is large out of that payment. So if you have a $1,200 payment, but $200 of that money goes to principal and $1,000 goes to interest. Yeah, but the payment is affordable. Yeah, but only you're paying your loan down by $200 every month while the bank is making $1,000. Why should we have to put up with that? All right, Miss Credit Goddess is in the house. All right, Miss Credit Goddess, how are you this morning? As soon as she's back, all right, we're going to talk to her as well. Credit Goddess, all right, listen. Make sure you say something to us. Listen, these folks come in here to help us out on with the P.I.L.L method. And you know what? They're actually working while they're helping us. And their phone is ringing off the hook too. They see it in the P.I.L.L method and somebody says, oh, she can help me with my credit. They're going to call her while she's on her other phone and set up appointments. So listen, I get it. Go ahead and do your thing, Kenyatta and Credit Goddess. Go ahead and keep doing your thing. Help out when you can. So here's what we got, folks. On another home, 118 months, $142,000 paid down on the loan, but it costs $269,000 in interest. $269,000. That is a lot of money. And on this final one, in 47 months, okay, $24,000 paid down, but it costs $56,000 in interest just in 47 months. So here's what we've got, folks. I need you to look at all the numbers added up, okay? Total paid out. Now, remember, these are rental houses, okay? And you're saying, why do I care? Why do I care if the tenants are paying the rent? But what I'm trying to tell you is through her hands, she has paid out $1,179,038.45. $1 million paid out. Okay, because that means she's received that money in those years. She's received over $1 million, but only been able to pay down the houses by $415,000. See, it's not how much money you make, folks. It's how much money you keep. that matters. So to get $415,861 paid down, it costs $763,000 to get it. $763,000 in interest to get $415,000 paid down. Okay. Now, that is a lot of money. That is a lot of money. Now, at the time I met her, the bank still wanted her to give an additional $651,000. So remember, folks, she paid what? $763,000 just to pay the loans down by $415,000. But she was using the monies that she was getting from the tenants to pay that. So she is still cash flowing big time, still making plenty of money. All right. So Flame, are you in the building? All right. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Introduce yourself to the people, and listen, we're going to be talking about real estate investors who have multiple properties and how they're leaving millions of dollars on the table.
Man, that's what's up, man. Listen, you guys this morning, shout you guys out for, man, coming into the room, man. Listen, for you guys trying to get this information and bring it back to your community, man, push the number 9 in the chat for me, man. Let me see that number 9. That's for you guys, man, for coming into the room, right? That number 9 is for you. I need you to go to the chat right now. Type the number 9 in the chat, man. That number 9 is for you guys, coming into this room, getting this information, and spread it back to your community. And speaking of your community, tell me where you guys is from. Where y'all representing this morning? Let me find out. Is Dallas, Texas in the building this morning? I don't know. I don't know if Dallas here or not. You know what I mean? I'm gonna find out. Is New York City somewhere around here? You know what I mean? What about Atlanta? Is Atlanta somewhere in the building today? You know what I mean? Chicago. I know Chicago ain't in here now. You know what I mean? Listen, let me see you guys point out where you guys are from. Put it in the chat. Let me see it in the chat, man. We want to talk to you about where you're from and shout you guys out for coming in this room, joining where people are from all over, right? And so you can get this information and take it back to your. Oh, okay. I see you guys, man. Y'all like to turn up, man. Listen, there's 15 shares in this room right now. Let's get this thing over to 25 shares. Listen, this is the type of information that we need to have in the hallway. Man, I've been in some rooms, man, and some of them things that I've seen y'all share. I found out the other day that you can have 167 shares about who stole my baby daddy. So now, with that being said, I know if you're talking about saving money on a home, we can say, listen, this is Flame Newton here, man, author of the School of Credit and Access to Money. Listen, I'm here to tell you guys that I'm glad that you guys are in this room getting this information. I speak about credit, everything that comes to credit, everything about credit. But when it comes to buying a home, listen, I'm one of the first people that you got to see. You know why is that? Right? Because I'm the seed, and the seed is going to get the money. Right? Once we go get the money with the seed, then guess what you got to do? We got to work our tails off and listen to Mr. Dodd. What is he going to talk about? He's going to take you directly to the deed. See, I'm going to help you get the seed, but he's going to take you to the deed. And so the combination between us all, right, is called the seed to the deed. Somebody put that in the chat right now. Somebody put that in the chat right there. I like that. I like the way that sounds. The seed to the deed. Somebody type that in the chat right now. The seed to the deed. Man, that's what I like to see, man. You guys shout this room out, man. Oh, y'all like to show out for sure. 17 shares. Let's get it to 25 shares. Palm Beach is in the building. Okay. Memphis is in here? Oh, Memphis really showing out. Okay, Douglas, Georgia. Where's Douglas, Georgia? Okay, Douglas, Georgia's in the building. Right, let's find out who's all in here today. Man, rep your city. Put your city in the chat. Let us know where you hitting us from. Put that energy back in the room with that number 9 and always making sure that you're sharing the room. With that being said, Mr. Don, it's back to you. Let's get the shares up. Let's go.
All right, Flame. Thank you so much, man. Listen, so Flame, I need a little help from you this morning. Can I lean on you a little bit?
Yes.
All right. So listen, we got something special that we're going to do. We're going to be giving away 10K in 10 days. 10K in 10 days. How are we going to do that? We are going to, in the next 10 days, the first 10 people who qualify for my program and who become clients, I'm going to take $1,000 off their lifetime program, $1,000 off their lifetime program. But I need to get to 10K followers, and I'm about 10 people away. 10 people away, all right, to get to 10K so that we can give away 10K in 10 days. In 10 days, it goes away, all right? So if only 2 people take advantage of that, it's gone in 10 days. So what I'm trying to do is get to 10K, Flame, so we can give away 10K. Get to 10K so we can give away 10K in 10 days. What do you think about that, Flame?
Man, not then. Hey, man, you already know that's phenomenal off the rip. Listen, as a matter of fact, right now, listen, you got to be following Mr. Don. You know who I found out you was following? I know who you following now. And I'm looking like, this man right is helping you buy a home in 7 years. Not buy a home. He helping you get the deed. See what are you leaving your family when you leave? Right? Mr. Don is gonna help you. He's gonna help you get the deed to your home in 7 years. And I know you follow him. You better be following him. If I find out that you not following him today, oh my goodness, I'm gonna cut the. Oh, listen, this is what I need you guys to do. Let's get him making sure that he reaches it today in this room. What I need you guys to do is bring your friends into the room, right, and get them to follow quality, admirable people that they got to have on their following list, right? Mr. Don is the man. Let's make sure that we follow him. Check right now. That's what I want you to do. Stop what you're doing. Check, making sure, because sometimes you could be talking to people for a long time and realize, man, you know what? I wouldn't even follow them. So check right now, making sure that you're following them, right? And I think that's one of the key elements right now. Is making sure that we're following them. Let's get this room into the hallway. Push it in the hallway. I need 8 more shares. Let's get to 25 shares. Come on now. Come on. Let's roll.
All right, Flame. Thank you so much, folks. Here's what we got going on. I need you to watch this. Now, if we got any new people in the room, Kenyatta, I need them to see this example because we're going to show what we did for this young lady. She's already paid out $1,179,000, but was only able to put $415,000 towards her payoff on her loans to gain that much equity, which means she paid $763,000 in interest. We're going to show how she can pay a lot less. So if anybody wants to see this, how can they see it, Ms. Kenyatta? Uh-oh, she must be on the phone. All right, folks, here's how we're going to do this. Here's how you're going to see it. Go to ice10kvideos.com, ice10kvideos.com. Click on live once you get there, and then go ahead and subscribe to our P.I.L.L Method channel. All right, so here's what we want. We want to point out that when I met her, she had $651,000 in interest left to pay. All right, so we're going to scroll down. Watch this. Here's what we've got. Here's what we're looking at. She still has $1,292,000 in debt. Now, which side does you think she would like? Okay, which side do you think she's going to like? The left side says it's going to take 26.2 years to pay off $1,292,000, and it's going to cost her, even at this late stage, another $651,141.54 in interest with the P.I.L.L method, not sacrificing any of the money she's using to reinvest. Okay, not sacrificing any of that money that she's reinvesting other places. We're going to show her how to pay off the $1,292,000 in just 7.6 years. Why? Because she's only going to pay $236,000 in interest. That's a almost a $420,000 interest savings. $420,000 in interest she will not have to pay. Now, Where was this information before? So she was gaining equity. The tenants were paying the rent. And guess what? The tenants are still paying the rent. She is still cash flowing. But now she's going to be able to gain her resources, to gain these houses and not pay $420,000 in interest to gain the same equity or the same resource, the same house, the same houses, but she will not pay all of that money in interest. So what can she do, folks, with the $420,000 she didn't pay in interest? You got it. She'll be able to, my goodness, she'll be able to invest that money. Did you know not too long ago, just over a month ago, we had a huge seminar called Developing a Spiritual Money Mindset in Nashville, Tennessee. And we had a great celebrity endorsement come through that we did not expect at that time. We had 17 speakers from all across the country talking about their various expertise in lending, in real estate, short-term rentals, how to become bankable, how to level up your business credit. We had all sorts of information there. But we also brought in the #1 motivational speaker in the entire world, E.T., the hip hop preacher. Yes, it's your boy E.T. Listen, I've been listening to his videos forever, and I need you to focus in on this right now. So if you're not watching this video and you want to see this video, because we're getting ready to show a video of E.T., you want to go to ice10kvideos.com, ice10kvideos.com, so that you can see what's going on here right now. I need you to focus in on what E.T., the hip hop preacher, had to say about his own mortgage. Go ahead.
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, "Oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money?" I was like, "I don't know, forever." She's like, "You sure?" Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, "You ain't gotta do that, you can do this." But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.
See, our average client pays off their loans in an average of 7 to 9 years. E.T., using this method, paid off his house in 4 years. Now, let me tell you what's significant about that, because I heard him speak in Texas. All right. Because right after he left Nashville, my wife and I went to Texas for the Black Think Tank event. And that's why we're doing this meeting in Black Think Tank this morning. And I want to shout out to Black Think Tank Club for to sharing your platform with the P.I.L.L Method today. And so, folks, I need you to go ahead and click on the Black Think Tank on that house up above and join their club, because they give out a lot of valuable content. So we were in Texas for the Black Think Tank event. In fact, we were a sponsor of that event, but we heard that just a few miles away, E.T. was speaking at the Seventh-day Adventist, what is it? Every year they do this. What is it called? Camp meeting? Have you ever heard of camp meeting? So we went to their camp meeting in Texas there, and E.T. was the preacher for the youth and the youth pavilion. And he mentioned there that and in trying to inspire other young people to level up and to be their best self, he mentioned that a Fortune 100 company, he didn't mention which one, but a Fortune 100 company hired him to come in and speak for 1 hour. $150,000. $150,000 for 1 hour. So if a person can make that kind of money, what are they doing with a mortgage? Why don't they just pay cash? I'm telling you, because people who have resources, people of means, people who have money, don't spend their money on cars and houses. Okay? They don't pay cash for them. They borrow the money while their cash is working. We can show them how to borrow the money at an effective interest rate of under 1%. What did I just say? An effective interest rate of under 1% while their money stays in their investment, making anywhere from 8 to 18% interest annually on average. Okay? So if your money can make 8 to 18%, why would you ever take out of your investment to pay for a house where you can borrow the money at an effective interest rate of less than 1% using this methodology? Oh my goodness. So he paid off his house in 4 years. Folks, listen, if you want to do the same, if you want to know how he did it, let me tell you how you can do that. You want to go to ICE 10K videos. I'm sorry. Yeah, right above our head. All right. And ICE 10K, ICE 10K. What is this one up above here?
Live.
Oh, ICE 10K Live. Okay. ICE10KLive.com or ICE10K.com. Either one. And click on get a
Savings and earnings.
there you go. Get a savings and earnings report. Thank you so much. You know, sometimes my words just don't come, Kenyatta. I don't know why that happens, but sometimes the words don't come. Get a savings and earnings report. When you get that savings and earnings report, folks, fill it out. Fill it out. Fill it out. Fill it out. All right. And once you fill that out, then you can know the month, day, and year you can be debt free. You can know the day and year you can debt free. So listen, if you want, I need you to encourage everybody. I need you to encourage everybody here. All right. That once we make the announcement that I have 10K followers, it will be on. Listen, it's going to be on for the next 10 days. If you want to know the month, day, and year you can be debt free, the interest you can save, and how you can take that interest that you save and become your own bank. Oh my gosh. And pay off all of your debt, not just the mortgage, but all of your debt in an average of 7 to 9 years. Wow. It will give you our lifetime program. So listen, let me tell you how valuable that is. I had a young family who paid off their mortgage in 6.5 years. I met them in 2008. Okay. And they have the lifetime program. But they paid off their first mortgage in 6.5 years after that. Since then, they've paid off another mortgage. And next year, they're going to be paying off a third mortgage. And guess what? They're going to buy another house. And they're putting renters in, and they live in the house for a while and they pay it off and they put renters in it. And a young family, do you realize their oldest child is just 8 years old? And they've paid off 3 houses in that time. This is the gift that keeps on giving. They haven't paid another dime for this program. And they bought it in 2008. We're giving away the lifetime program. All right. And as soon as we hit 10K followers, I'm going to give you the coupon code to get $1,000 off. As soon as we hit 10K followers, I think we're only about 9 or 10 people away from reaching 10K. So we're going to give away 10K in 10 days. 10K in 10 days. So for those once we hit that mark, those people who put in that code will be able. So you want to listen in. You want to listen in, folks. You want to listen in intently, so that you will know and that you can get that coupon code, so you can get $1,000 off of our lifetime program. And the first 10 people who sign up will get that $1,000 off. All right. So listen, I can't tell you how many people we are away. I know we had about 10 people left before we got, and so go ahead. If you're not following, go ahead and follow now. Go ahead and follow now, sis, and keep an eye on that for me, Miss Kenyatta. So folks, let's get into, I want to share with you, I not only want to share with you how to get a savings and earnings report, but I also want to share with you my book, which has been a 5-time bestseller on Amazon. All right. And it goes into explaining how we can save all of this money and give you the basics of it. And then tell you how valuable our opportunity cost calculator actually is that does all of the math. I'm getting ready to put on the screen our opportunity cost calculator so you can see how this program deals with multiple properties to save you money. All right. So, Kirk, are you in the house, man? You were in the house earlier.
Yeah, I'm
You
here.
talk? You can talk to the folks.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine, man. Listen,
Perfect.
you're our producer, man. You're our engineer. Tell them how you're doing this for the P.I.L.L method, and if they want to get their message out on social media, how can they do it too?
Yeah. So, I mean, one of the things I love about Don is that he was so intent on getting this message out to as many people as fast and as far as possible that he challenged me. He said, "Is it possible to do Clubhouse and Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter?" I said, "Man, I think so, but you would need two-way audio, especially if you want people to be able to be heard online from Clubhouse and all this other stuff." So we went down that rabbit hole and we found several solutions. And we've settled on what he's currently using right now, which is the Rodecaster Pro, and I'm showing that off to everybody right now on screen. If you're not watching online, well, you're missing out. But yeah, we settled on the Rodecaster Pro, and we have that connected up, and his audio is coming through there. The microphone is going both to us here on, the 15, 16 of us that are watching online, and then of course those who are in the Clubhouse room. It's going in both directions. I think that's so cool. And then we were able to bring the audio from Clubhouse back through his iPad. You're using an iPad today, right, Don? Yeah. And
yes, we're using an iPad today.
We were able to bring that audio back through the iPad and bring it into the stream as well. So that's why the folks online are able to hear the people who are talking on Clubhouse. That's kind of almost like setting up a call-in show for those who are familiar with live shows. You can have your Clubhouse room as your call-in, essentially. That's so cool. But this is what I always say to folks anytime I'm getting into a coaching session or even a discovery call, talking about a live video project of any sort, whether it's a conference, it's a one-day event, whether it's a summit, whether it's an offer or launch of a product. I always say to them, what is the ultimate goal and purpose? And what Don said is, I want to get this out to as many people as fast and as far as I possibly can, because I recognize people do not have access to this information, and their lack of access is keeping them in debt for far too long. That is the desire. That was the desire, and that's one of the reasons why I was so happy to partner with him. In my line of work, people have many different reasons. Some folks just want their 15 minutes of fame. Some people want to go viral. They want to be a internet sensation. In my line of work, I see all of it, and I see all those motivations. And I'll tell you right now, what I've found is the motivation that Don has, seeking to serve people, seeking to help people, is the motivation that is always successful. That's the one you always see people go viral when they're willing to help, when they're willing to serve, when they're willing to do something for others that is not benefiting them. It's benefiting the people that they're serving. And that's what he's here doing. That's what you hear Flame talking about. That's what you hear Kenyatta talking about. And that's what we're here to do. So we're using the technology, yes. And there's a lot of it. I'm not going to go into all the details, but we're using the technology to ensure that everyone is able to hear and see, so that you can learn, you can pick up what he's sharing in the learning language that is most comfortable for you. I'm a visual learner, so Anytime Don says, "Hey, let's get this example on the screen," I'm already there. I'm like, let's get it, because that's the way I learn. So listening to it is one way. That's some people's methodology. Seeing them put it on a whiteboard is one way, but actually seeing the example, I know for a lot of people, it's very powerful to see that amortization schedule, especially when you plugs in your own numbers and you're able to see that on screen and see the amount of interest that, and notice that the interest is only going down by a few pennies every month. And that seeing that is a huge motivator. It does something in the mind, and we're excited to be able to share that. But what he's about to share with you right now is the opportunity cost calculator, which we have in our home. We're not only just working with Don to be his producer to make sure that this information goes all over the world. And again, if you want that for yourself, go ahead and tap it with me at kirk10klive.com, and we'll set up a discovery call, figure out what would be the best fit for you. But what he's about to show you right now is the opportunity cost calculator, and the opportunity cost calculator is the P.I.L.L method. Some of the amortization things that he shares, that is for us to be able to understand how the bank makes their money. But what he's about to show right now is the actual product that you will get if you sign up with Don's team. And it is absolutely phenomenal. And it is priced to sell. It is priced reasonably. It's priced for people to be able to get to it, to have access to it. But with this this giveaway that he's got coming up here in the next few minutes, we hope, if everybody follows, you're going to be able to get $1,000 off for the first 10 people, of course, in the next 10 days. So that is going to be even more phenomenal. So Don, I'm going to throw it back to you, but those are some of the things that we're doing, and that's the reason why we're doing it. The technology is just a tool, family, but we want to be able to use that tool to get this information out to as many people as we possibly can.
Thank you very much, Kirk. Hey, Flame, listen, man, we want to get to, we want to be able to give away 10K in 10 days. We want to be able to give away in 10K in 10 days. Can you help us give away 10K in 10 days? All I need to do is get to 10K followers. I think we should be I don't know, be somewhere between 5 and 9 more people, somewhere in there. I don't know exactly, but can you help us out?
Yeah, I need you guys right now to type in the chat, right? 10K in 10 days. Y'all, I want you to go to the chat and type this in, right? Because when you see it, see, it's one thing to hear it. I want you guys to go to the chat right now and type the number, say 10K in 10 days. Come on, now let me see y'all do that. Go to the chat right now and type that in. Even if you already see it written in, I want you guys to type that in the chat, right? It's something about when you can actually see it. It's 10K in 10 days. Who's got it in them right now? Let's go ahead and go to the chat. Let's write that in, right? Let's see it. I want you guys to see that 10K in 10 days, right? Along with that, right? I want you to check right now to see if you're following Don, right? I want you to go look where it says ICE at the top. I want to make sure that you go over there right now to see if that you're following ICE, right? I want you to see, because sometimes you can overdo it sometimes. Sometimes you can listen to somebody, and I've done it, right? I've listened to somebody and I'm like, damn, I didn't even realize I wouldn't even follow them, right? So right now, let's make sure that we're following them, right? Also, right now, we got 18 shares to the room. Shout you guys out, man. Y'all guys have been phenomenal, right? Listen, but let's get to 25 shares. I think 25 is a cool number. So let's go over here. Let's go to the share button. Let's go hit the share button, right? And what I'm asking you guys to do is hit the share button. And then when you go to the share button, I want you guys to share the room, right? I want you to share the room. I think that's a phenomenal thing to do, is because when you share the room, you actually pushing the algorithm in the room. Let's share the room. Come on now, let's go. Listen, this is what we got going on today. I can't wait for you guys to finish getting excited about it. But along with it, right, we got 19 shares now. Let's go ahead and let's get to 25 shares. There's 6 more people sharing the room. Let's making sure that you're checking, making sure that you're following ICE, and let's get to 10K in 10 days. Somebody, man, let's write that in the chat. 10K to 10 days. Listen, you guys gonna save at least $1,000 off the program. Man, he must have lost his mind this morning, because that ain't nothing that he talk about. But listen, one thing that we're gonna do is making sure that we take advantage of it, right? 10K in 10 days. We got 20 shares. Let's get 5 more shares. Come on, I know you got it in you. 5 more shares. Thank you, Mr. Iceman. Back over to you.
All right, man. Thank you so much. So listen, folks, we got it on the screen right now. We have our opportunity cost calculator, and we've got loaded into the calculator 10 properties. All right. I'm going to go over to the accounts tab, and I'm clicking on the accounts tab now, and we're going to load in. We're going to show you how these 10 properties are in here so that you can see what's going on. And we're going to go over the basics. Okay. So here's what John and Rebecca Jones have in their bank accounts right now, starting out. Okay. They have $500 in checking. They have $5,000 in savings. Okay. And here's what we're looking at. We're looking at mortgage number 10. There it is. And then we start with mortgage number 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, 8, 9, and a HELOC. Ooh, did I say 10 mortgages? It's actually 11, because a HELOC is a second mortgage on one of the properties. So we've got 11 mortgages in here, and let's see how the program deals with it. So let's go to action plan and see what's going on. All right. So when we go to action plan, I need to show you folks that they are going to save in the upper right hand corner. Look how much interest they are going to save. $1,458,343 in interest they will not have to pay. Okay? They won't have to pay that. All right. So let's take a look at what's going on here. So we're going to be able to show 3 months at a time. So we're going to start out in May. Watch this now. Watch this. If you want to see this example and you're just new to the room, please go to ICE10kvideos.com. That stands for Interest Cancellation Expert, ICE10kvideos.com. And then that'll take you to our YouTube channel so you can actually see this example. And while you're going over there, let's do a quick reset. You're in the Black Think Tank Club, and you are in the room, How to Pay Off Mortgages in 7 Years. And we're going over right now how in the world that we are leaving millions of dollars on the table, and we don't have to if you're a real estate investor. Now, if real estate investors can do this with 10 properties, what could you do with one if you are a residential homeowner? Residential homeowners pay off their loans, all of their loans, in an average of 7 to 9 years. Okay, an average of 7 to 9 years. So if you want to know how to do that, we're going to go over how you can save that kind of money in just a few minutes. Now, look, we're starting out in May, and look, here's how much they're bringing in rents each month: $15,000. Okay, and then as they're bringing in that money, then the program says, oh, out of that, based on what you have to pay, all right, what you have to pay out is we're going to put in $353.61 into your savings account. All right. So the program is asking John and Rebecca Jones to put that money in their savings account, and then they pay the mortgage. So these are all what you see here, folks. These mortgage payments are just the minimum payments, So this one on mortgage number 8, all right, $1,400. And then we've got another one for $626. Here's another one for $278. And you see, these are just the regular mortgage payments. No extra money is going to the debt this month. So also, he received a bonus from his job. All right. And that was $7,000. And then he got a paycheck for $6,000. All right. And then paid on the mortgage, paid $550 on the Visa. All right. Paid mortgage number 7. And then unitemized budget. So that is the part of the money that they spend on the family just to have a little fun. Okay, so let's take a look at June. All right, so we look at June, we get another $15,000 in for rent. The program says, let's put $1,900 in savings. Let's put another $7,000 in savings. All right, because that's money they don't need to spend for anything else. So we're building up the savings. Okay. We're told the program how much we need to spend on reinvesting. And so the program says, well, we can't spend that. So we're only going to put a lesser amount in your savings so that we can attack the debt. So now we put that money in savings, and look what the program says. Take that money, some of the money out of savings, and you read it from left to right. All right. Take money from savings, put it on the HELOC, pay the HELOC to zero. Watch what happens when we do. All right. So we're going to pay that to the HELOC and pay it down to zero. All right. And we just tell the program that we paid it, $3,461.58. Then the program does another little calculation. Watch this. And says, here's how much interest you save by paying this HELOC off, the $3,461.58. You're going to save $998.34 in interest you will not pay. Okay, by doing that. So here's what we're doing now. So the program says, now once you pay off the HELOC, what else are you doing? We're going to, on the first of the month in June, we're going to take money from savings and put it on which mortgage? Mortgage number 9. Remember, there are 11 mortgages here. As 10 first mortgages and 1 second mortgage, the HELOC. The HELOC has already been paid to zero out of savings money. Okay. Now the program says out of all the rest of the first mortgages, all right, if we have 10 of those, the program chooses mortgage number 9 out of the 10. And we're going to find out why. And so when we execute that, we get to see that the program says put $4,048.31 in on the debt. Now let's out of that, let's go ahead and take a look at, I'm going to go to accounts. I'm going to go into accounts and we're going to actually do some of these actions. Okay. We're actually going to do some of these actions. The program says, take money from checking, put it into savings. We're going to execute that. Okay. We're going to follow the program as far as that's concerned. All right. We're going to follow that and we're going to go down and the program says, put this amount in savings and put this amount in savings. All right. So we're going to do those two actions by clicking on execute multiple actions. We're going to put that in savings. All right. We're going to execute that. Now, once we do that, now we're going to take a look at the accounts and see how all of that works. We have over $14,000 in savings here. Okay. $14,000 in savings. So now we'll go back. All right. Go back to the action plan. All right. Go back to the action plan. All right. Oh, I forgot to put our money in the bank. Okay. Let's execute that. Put our money in the bank into the checking account. Okay. So now let's go down and take a look at what the program is doing now. Wow. So we're going to put $4,448.31 on mortgage number 9. Okay. We have a lot of money in the bank, but it says we're only taking out about $7,000 of it. $3,400 on the HELOC, $4,000 on mortgage number 9. Look at what it does when you do that. I need you to see this, folks. By putting $4,000, advancing that out of your savings account to mortgage number 9, look how much interest we eliminate. Future interest savings, $47,081.24. $4,000 on the debt. And we save $47,000 in interest. How powerful is that? Now, here's what this means. If John and Rebecca Jones had paid this mortgage down naturally by making the regular monthly payment until they paid the mortgage down by $4,048.31, the bank would have charged them $47,000 in interest to do it. Man, Miss Coffee Brown, are you in this? Are you in the building?
Yes, sir. Good morning, Don. You are killing it again.
Listen, I just get so excited about this the bank wants them to pay off their mortgage by $4,000, but also wants to charge them $47,000 in interest. Miss Coffee Brown, um, tell us about your outrage about this, but also tell us who you are and what you do.
Well, you already know that being in this room just changes your whole perspective as it pertains to interest, and I mean it's really bananas. But Don, I'm going to yield the mic back to you because I'm getting ready to go into a really bad area. I'm in transit right now, but I am so honored and grateful to be in the room with you. And thank you so much for all that you do. You are just an exceptional being. We appreciate you so much.
All right, Ms. Coffee Brown. So listen, click on her profile, folks, and follow her. So look at this. I'm going to show you, I'm going to give you some insight into the program that shows you how can the program figure out by putting $4,000 on the debt that we can save $47,000 in interest. I'm going to do some basic math. It won't come out exactly right, but you'll be able to see what we're talking about. Okay. So let us go in to the accounts. I need you to see this. And if you like to see this and you're new to the room, please go to ICE 10K videos and watch us on YouTube. Just click on the one that says live and you'll be able to see this. Now, I'm scrolling down. So we're supposed to put money on mortgage number 9. So let me go down here and find mortgage number 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, mortgage number 9, $487,000 at 6.5%. Do you realize that real estate investors are paying that kind of interest right now? And I want to tell you that if your interest rate is at 6.5%, if you know what to do, if you have this program, if you have our training, if you have our education, which we provide for all of our clients, you're going to find out that the 6.5% interest rate is better for a real estate investor than 2.99. 6.5% is better than 2.99 if you want to gain equity faster and cost you less interest overall if you know what to do. Here's what we're going to see. I'm going to go in, I'm going to click on this history button so we can actually see how the loan is set up. On the very first payment on this loan, if you can see over here to the right, all right, the amount of, over to the left, the amount of money that goes to principal is $213.25. Look at the amount that goes to interest, $2,637.92. Don, I thought I heard you say that the real estate investor was better off at 6.5%. Look at that interest payment. Look at the tiny amount that goes to principal. Look at the huge amount that goes to interest. How is that better? Here's why. Now, remember, the program was going to I'm going to go back to the action plan right quick so that you can see it again. Here's what the program is asking them to do. Take $4,048.31 and place it on principal. So I want to show you basically how all of that looks. So $4,048. So I'm going to put a calculator on the screen so you can also see it. So we'll go back to accounts. All right. Go back down to mortgage number 9 and we're going to open it back up. All right. Open that back up. Mortgage number 9. Open it up. And see $213.25. That's how the amortization schedule looks. So here's what you need to know. For every $213 or so, for every $200 or so, watch this. You're able to divide that $200 and some into the amount of money that we're going to prepay, the $4,000. So let me give you an idea of what's going on. All right. by doing just some simple math. We're going to round it off. All right. Let me put my calculator on the screen. And we're taking a look here. Watch this. Watch this. So we're going to clear this out. And we're going to put about $4,000 on the screen. Okay. And we're going to average this about $210. So we're going to divide it by an average of $210. Divided by 210. It goes into there 19 times. 19 times. So if we take the 19 times, okay? So we take 19 times. So that means you can knock off about 19 mortgage payments and the interest on those payments. So that's 19 times. So we're going to round this off to about $2,600. 19 times $2,600 comes out to about $49,000. Okay, so if we take the amount of principal that we're paying each month and divide it into the 4,000, I can take the small principal payment and divide it into the 4,000 many more times, because at the higher interest rate, the principal payment is smaller. Now I know there's some people on there that say, Don, I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. So let me tell you what our total payment is, okay? Our total payment on this loan is this, and I'm going to put it in an amortization schedule and show you so that you can actually see it, all right? So we have $2,851.17. So we're going to copy that, okay? Copy that, and we're going to bring up an amortization schedule, and you'll be able to see it for yourself. So I'm going to bring up an amortization schedule, and our interest rate is 6.5%. So we're going to put in the payment amount. Okay, in the amortization schedule, I got to get rid of that comma, because this program doesn't like that. We're going to take this out, the principal payment, and we're going to put in 6.5% interest for 30 years. And then we're going to calculate that, and we'll see the amount of principal that we owe. $451,085. Okay? $451,085. So remember, I said we're going to put about $4,000 on this and prepay this thing and see how much. So how much we can do here. So we're going to do that. And let's see, what is it? Let me go back. Let me go back and take a look and where we were. Oh man, oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. Okay. We have interest is $2,637.92. Let me compare that so I can make sure we have the right loan amounts up. Okay. Let me get rid of this one and bring up the calculator. And we have, oh no, we got 2443. So I didn't do something right. Let's figure out what we did wrong. Let me go back and to the program itself, get rid of this, go back to the program itself and see where we've got an interest rate of 6.5%. All right, 6.5%, 487,000. So let me go ahead and do that. Let me put in the right numbers. 487,000. $487,000. Let me make sure that that's right. Okay, 487,000 at 6.5%. 6.5%, 30 years. Take that out. See what our payment is. Ah, there it is. $3,078.17. Okay. So so we do that. That's what the payment is. So now when we take a look at, now the program was saying, I need you to go down and take a look at the summary. 487,000. Okay. Our interest only payment is $2,637.92. That's just the interest part. Okay. And I put the interest part in by itself. I'm sorry, folks. That was my mistake. So $3,078.17. All right. And then when we take a look at it, look at our principal payment. All right. And what we're going to do now is when we prepay about $4,000, okay, on this loan, we knock out a ton of interest. Look at that. Look at that. That's the real amount. Look at that. Can you imagine that? That kind of money prepaid. The bank wanted them to pay $23,000 to pay off $4,000. Isn't that crazy money? Crazy money. So folks, listen, if you, and this is why the program chose this loan instead of another loan to put that kind of money on to save that kind of interest over time. Oh my goodness. And then once this loan is paid down, we're going to be attacking it every 2 or 3 or 4 months. When this loan is cheaper than the other loans, then the program is going to switch over and choose another loan instead. Instead of paying this one all the way down to zero, saying, well, this one's cheaper now. Let's go to the one that's more expensive now and save money and interest on that. Folks, let me tell you, if you want to know more about how to save money and interest and get equity much cheaper, okay, let me show you something. If this is how much interest principal they would pay down in 1 year on this loan, look at the amount of interest that the bank wants at 6.5%. 6.5%, $3,000 a month, only $440, only $400 payments going to principal, over $2,600 going in interest. Look at this. Okay, $31,494.71 going to interest in the first year, while only $5,443.33 goes to principal. If we prepay this instead, we save the interest payments. Our next mortgage payment is actually on line 13 of the schedule, just by paying what we would have paid in 1 year, taking it out of savings and applying it to the debt. If we prepay this, we knock off 1 year's worth of payments and save a boatload of interest we never have to pay the bank. That is the power of understanding interest cancellation. Now, if we could save, let's go back to the program. Let's go back to the program and look at action plan here. $487,000. Go back to the action plan. Look at this. If we could save $1,458,236 in interest, what could we do with that? We're supposed to be out of debt in 40 by doing this in 4042. If we have let's see, principal remaining, years to pay off. Okay, we got 20 years, we got 30 years. All right, we're supposed to be out of debt in 30 years. That would be 30 plus 22, that's 2052. Okay, 2052. Let me show you something that what could happen. Let's go into the reports and see how much interest we're saving. We're going to go into net worth, and we're going to go down into the reports and see interest earned, wealth accumulation. We're going to take a look at wealth accumulation and go down to 2052. 2052, when the bank wanted them to be paid off. I need you to see this right now. 2052, when they were supposed to be paid off according to the bank. If they follow this program and pay off that loan early and save all of that interest, money, they can turn it into $3 million. And this is at a 1%. Watch this now. 1% earnings on their money. Take that money, and by giving that money to the bank, they're robbing themselves of $3 million at the time they would have paid off. But what if they keep this. So let's go ahead and pay this off over 30 years, add another 30 years to it. This is what most people would be losing if they keep the loan for entire 30 years. Watch this. They keep the loan for entire 30 years. So we're 2052, that would take it to 2082. Oh, we can't go that far. I can only go to 2072. $14 million. $14 million they'll be able to amass by not giving money to the bank. So it's not the extra money we're giving to the bank that's a problem, folks. It's the money that money can never make for you if we're giving it to the bank. Flame, what do you got to say about making an extra $14 million by not giving that interest money to the bank?
Hey, boy, you ain't got to say too many up after that, right? Hey, listen, for you guys to understand what he was just talking about, right, and really grasp it, let me see the number nines in the chat right now, right? For you understanding how he just broke that down, let's see the number nines in the chat. The number nine lets us know that what he's saying, that you guys are grasping, right? Because when you can actually break it down, when he's able to get you that extra money, 14 million. I mean, when you start talking about any of those numbers that he breaks down, that you understand from the beginning, that how you can have a payment of $213 going towards the principal, and he has a way of actually turning that around to go to the opposite end, right? I think that is what's mind blowing right now to you guys. Listen, let's share this room. We got 22 shares in this room. Let's get to 25 shares. Listen, I need 3 people right now to go to the hallway, to hit this button and share this room. Listen, are you going to be one of those 3? Right? Let's go ahead. Right now, I need 3 people to go to the hallway to put this in there. We need 25 shares of this room. Listen, it's only 3 more shares. Let's pump this thing up. I need you to hit the shares of this room to get this out here in the hallway, because we don't want to be the only ones that know this. No, we want to be able to let other people know about what's going on, right? And the way that we do it is putting it in the hallway so your friends can find out which rooms that you're in, and then they can follow you to the room so they can get this information as well. You don't have to go back and explain it to them. That's not what you have to do. But when you share the room, now they can come into the room and hear from Don himself. I think that's the most articulate version that we got to have today. Listen, appreciate you guys. We got 23 shares. Give us 2 more people that's going to share the room. Listen, right now, I'm feeling a little something, right? I think I should be honest. Don told me I can always be honest. Listen, let's pump some more energy back in this room. Let's go to the chat right now. Go to the chat. Hit the number 9 button. That number 9 pumps the energy in the room. That's what we gotta have. Let's pump that number 9 in the chat right now. Let's get this energy in the room flowing back in here right now. We gotta have the energy in the room. Come on, baby. Let's hit that number 9. Okay, I see the number 9 there. Hit that number 9 again. Come on. Let's put that number 9 in the air. Put it in the air like you just don't care. There you go, Mr. Don. We back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Flame. Listen, folks, we're going to put on the screen right now the book that started this whole thing off, that the information that helped people to understand what was really going on, how I'm able to know all of this about these loans. How is it that it's not being taught in schools? How was I able to get it? Because I don't know, I can't remember exactly when I first saw my first amortization schedule, but it hit me like a ton of bricks when I saw it. Because, I'm autistic. I have what's commonly called Asperger's. I'm on the autism spectrum. And because of that, sometimes my words don't come out like I would like them to. But listen, God has blessed me to get enough of the words out so that people can understand what it is that I'm talking about. So when I see things in pictures and patterns. I see the patterns and I see the pictures. I don't necessarily do the math in my head. So I'm not, some people are like a math genius. That's not me. I got C's and D's in math, and I wouldn't get much better than that right now. But when I see the patterns in the amortization schedule, that tells me if we do things a little bit differently, we can save a ton of money. So my math skills, they're average at best. But figuring out problems and puzzles and seeing things, systems, I don't know, that just clicks in my brain for some reason. And now we're sharing it with others as to how we do that. Now, how did we get to the book? Well, that's a miracle in and of itself. Because of me being ADD, attention deficit disorder, and having Asperger's, I didn't read my first book all the way through until I was 46 years old. 46. And now we're actually wrote a book to put all this information in so that we're actually changing the world. Out of 33 million titles on Amazon, folks, there's only one book that talks about what this talks about. And I don't know why it was given to me, but I'm sharing it with you. I'm sharing it with you so that you can understand and you can give this to your children. Do you know when I go to talk to college students, and I thank God for being able to go talk to the college students. You know, I have a talk entitled, Your Parents Are Spending Your Inheritance on Interest. I have them for the next 40 minutes. They're on the edge of their seat. How my parents spending my inheritance on interest? So when we show them that, they go back and talk to their parents and say, listen, I saw this. Go online and watch some of these videos. Buy this book and understand what's going on here so that you can get out of debt. Do you know how many young people come to me now because of that and say, my parents have a mortgage and my grandparents have a mortgage? I don't want to go into retirement with my mortgage. Is it possible to get out of debt in 7 to 9 years? The answer is yes. I'm also going to put on the screen a little more information. But before we get there, I want to share with you what happened to us a little over a month ago. We have some new people in the room now. We're up to 34 people in the room. Keep sharing the room. All right. Keep following the moderators because there's something special that's getting ready to happen. We're not there yet. And because there's so many other people following me, we need to bring some new people in so that they can follow, so that when I get to 10K followers, we're at 9.9. I think about 5 or 6 people away. Once we get to 10K, we're going to do a 10K giveaway, making sure that anybody who gets our program gets $1,000 off. And I'm going to give away that code. So I'm going to share with you now someone who a lot of you know and respect, how they handle their mortgage. E.T., the hip hop preacher, Dr. Eric Thomas. Let's hear from him.
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.
All right, Ms. Kenyatta, are you in the building?
I am.
How are you doing today? Listen, how important is it to you now, as a lender? How important is it to you now helping people, whether they are a real estate investor or a residential home buyer? How important is it for you to share with them techniques on how they can save interest?
Also, business owners with loans that they already have out. So I'm able to talk to them about how they can actually win in a market like this. I know that there's a lot of fear going on, and I could actually ease some trepidation that they might have so that they can feel confident in their purchases and even feel confident in getting in the game in the first place. A lot of people discredit themselves in this market because of the inflation, and I'm able to speak to that in a way another lender might not be able to.
All right, folks. Here, I got on the screen now. I got on the screen. All right. Now we're going to put back on the screen, and then we're going to go into how you can save this kind of money. We're going to put it on there. But let's go ahead and share my screen. All right, sharing my screen. And there we go. Here's how. Now we spend a lot of time with real estate investors this morning. We are now going to residential homeowners. Okay. And here's we're talking about one person who had $316,000. All right, $316,000, and they got us after about 2 months. They found us after about 2 months. They made 2 mortgage payments. All right, on this mortgage, and then they found us. The banks wanted an additional $200,000 in interest from them, $200,793 to pay off $316,000 in 29.8 years. We showed them how they're only going to pay $38,000 and be done in 5.2. Now my average is between 7 and 9 years, but they're going to be done in 5.2 based on their financial footprint. Here's another one. Okay, we're going to scroll down to the very end, and here's another one who is supposed to pay off $322,000. The interest, because of the interest rate, the program, the bank wants $190,000 in interest over 29.7 years. We showed them how they're going to pay off pay out over $71,537 to be done in 9.9. And we're going to show them how they're going to take the interest that they're no longer paying, and over the next 19 or 20 years or so, build that to $868,000 that they don't have to pay. All right, let's pull up another one. Let's pull up one more. Okay, here's another one where they owe $204,000. This is a brand new mortgage, brand new, $204,000. Bank wanted at what interest rate? 4% interest. Okay. The bank wanted $143,000 interest on a $204,000 loan at 30% for 30 years. We're going to show them how they're only going to pay out $41,000, or just $41,000, not $143,000, so that they could be done in 7.5 years. See, folks, it's not about how much money they have. We didn't change their budget. We didn't send them out to make more money, to work part-time jobs and take more time away from their family. What we showed them was how can we take their budget and optimize their budget so that they can pay less interest, so more money goes to principal. Anybody have any questions at all about what you've heard today? And listen, if you're getting ready to get a mortgage, come up and ask a question. If you've got student loans, come up and ask a question. If you have credit cards and you want to know what to do with it, and the things have just been hanging around forever, come up, raise your hand, ask a question about what you're learning, and we'll be glad to answer the question. I work well with questions. I love to get questions. We're not going to hold any of the information back if you ask a question. So here we got, listen, I got two more examples to show you here. We have, for this particular example, look at this, 30 years to pay off, $156,500. Bank wants $112,000 in interest, $112,477.46. Nah, 28 grand. That's all you're going to get. That's all you're going to get, 28 grand. Yes.
I'm not hearing you.
You're not hearing me?
Let's see what we got here.
All right. Are we? Am I being heard on Clubhouse?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
It might be on my side. Continue.
Okay. All right. Great. All right. Well, listen, man. Chime in there anytime. We want to make sure everybody can hear and see. If you want to see these examples that I'm putting up, make sure you go to ice10kvideos.com. Listen, we just a little update, Flame. I'm 4 people away from 10K. 4 people away by 10K. So I want to be able to announce the code before we go off the air today. We end the room at the top of the hour. At the top of the hour, folks, we got about 19 minutes to get 4 new people in so that we can go to 10K and we can give away 10K in 10 days. All right. So let's finish this up. So we've got $112,477.46. The bank wants them to pay over 30 years just to pay off $156,000. Well, how about just paying out $28,000 and be done in 6.7 years? What could you do with the $89,000 you don't have to pay an interest to own the same house in 6.7 years? Did you realize, folks, that the average person, when they take a look at all the people that they know, less than 10% of the people you know with a mortgage will ever pay one off, and you're one of them. Less than 10% of people that you know that have a mortgage will ever pay it off, and you're one of those that will never pay it off if we keep doing the things the way the bank wants us to. Our goal is to expose what's actually been going on for 88 years. The reason why we are in the shape we're in financially is because we're listening to financial experts give us advice, and that advice is actually keeping us in debt forever. If you want to come up and talk about some of the advice that you've received, anybody who on stage who says, this is the advice that I've received or that I've learned over the years, I will tell you, if it's advice you've received over the years, I'll tell you where the bank makes money on it and where we should stop doing that. I'm not talking about people who are irresponsible with their funds. I'm talking about people who are doing their best to follow the current methodology, the current understanding about how loans work, the current belief about what to do with your finances. I'm going to show you how all of that we're being taught today is killing us financially. In fact, in my book, I call it financial violence. That's how bad it is. If you want to know how to get rid of financial violence, okay, Taye just came into the room. If she don't raise her hand and come up here and say hi, I'm going to be upset. Okay, I just glanced at my thing here. Let me see here. Let's get her up. Let's get her up on the stage. Listen, folks, how are you doing?
What's up, Don? The P.I.L.L method, Daniel. How are you?
Listen, I am doing extremely well, Taye. What have you been up to?
Oh, so much, so much. But I've been popping in and out back in Clubhouse, and I see you doing big things. We all out here paying off these mortgages the right way. So.
Oh, well, listen, thank you for coming up to the stage. You want to share with the people who you are and what you do?
Oh, okay. Well, I am Taye Oladipo. I am in the DMV area, and I actually came across Don, I think maybe early last year, when I had just acquired my first primary residence and first rental property, and he's really set me up straight to think about, how to attack this mortgage. So I've been involved in a lot of other things, but I'm a relatively newbie real estate investor, and I'm trying to learn, all the methods to get the highest and best use of my properties. So, yeah. Thanks for having me, Don.
You are
Just thought I'd pop in.
Well, thank you for popping in. Thank you for popping in. Listen, we appreciate you. You were one of the very first people I met on the app that was a supporter. Not everybody supported from the beginning, but now it's totally different. All right, folks, listen, we're going to be, I just went over how this particular family, instead of 30 years, they're going to be able to pay their mortgage off in 6.7 years. And they're not doing it because they're earning extra money. We're going to show them how they can use their current budget and not sacrifice lifestyle. They're not stealing money away from the family. They're still going on vacation. They're still doing the things that like families do. We're just showing them how to pay a lot less interest. We're doing it by disrupting the bank's timing, which makes it impossible for them. Okay. So Tanya, we're going to listen. Did you realize that when you first met me, I think I had less than 1,000 followers. We're just about ready to go over 10K in followers. And we have a special giveaway we're going to do as soon as we get to 10K. I think we're about 4 people away. So, and so folks, I want you to, we're getting ready to do that. I'm going to give away the code that you need, the coupon code. All right. To do that. All right. So here's what we're going to do. I need you to see that they're going to pay $28,000 instead of $112,000 to get out of debt in 26.7 years. And we have one more here, one more. And listen, I got thousands of these, thousands of them. Okay. So here's another one, $161,892 in interest over 28.8 years. Okay. 28.8 years. And it's only on $237,000. Now, this is the mortgage. This is their loans. This is their credit cards. So you can put it all together here, folks. They're going to pay off their mortgage, their loans. I've got it highlighted up here, mortgage, loans, and credit cards. All right. Pay them all off, everything off, not in 28.8 years and pay $161,000 in interest. Nope. They're going to be done in 10.3. 10.3 and only pay $70,000 instead. Take the money they're no longer paying in interest over the next 18 years or so and turn it into another $611,000 for themselves to invest in their family, to start, just generating generational wealth. My goodness, that money. That's what gets me excited, folks, is when you don't have to give away that money to the bank and start developing generational wealth. This is why it's so tough for so many people, because they spend so much doggone money on interest. Did you know the average family pays 35 to 39% of their take-home pay on interest payments alone? If you add up the interest payments on the mortgage, the student loans, the credit cards, the car loans. This is people who make good money, folks. I'm not talking about people who are struggling. I'm talking about people who make good money. 39 to 35% of their take-home pay pays interest on the loans that they have when they add it all up. But we're not taught to pay attention to the amount of interest we're paying each month. In my book, I call it interest consumption. How much interest are you consuming each month? Folks, we have about 10 minutes left in the room. 10 minutes left in the room. Okay. And congratulations. Take a look at my PTR, folks. Take a look at the PTR. We hit 10K in this room with 9 minutes, with about 11 minutes left. Here's what we're going to do. I need you all to put in the chat. I need you to put it in the chat so that you can get used to it. And Flame, I need you to help me out here. Here is the coupon code. Here's the coupon code. Are you ready? ICE 10K. That's it. ICE 10K. When you go, let's put this on the screen. When you get your click on the link above, go to ice10k.com and click on the button that says Get a Savings and Earnings Report. Get a Savings and Earnings Report. Okay. When you get a Savings and Earnings Report, follow all of the directions. When you follow all of the directions, guess what's getting ready to happen? You put in your financial information. Now, don't miss the part about putting in your cell phone number. Read right above that line where you put in your cell phone number, because When you click on confirm your cell phone number, we're going to send you a code as a text message. Wait for the code. When you get the code as a text message, take that code and put it back into the website and then click on, yes, I want to save. When you click on that, I want to save, you'll be let into our financial form. When you're filling out the form, it'll ask you, how did you learn about the P.I.L.L method? You're going to go to other and type in ICE 10K. Now, you you have to have a mortgage to take advantage of this offer. Okay, you have to have a mortgage to take advantage of this offer. Somewhere between 1 mortgage and 10 mortgages. Okay, somewhere between 1 and 10 mortgages. Right? If that applies to you, between 1 and 10 mortgages, then you can fill that out, and then you are eligible to the next 10 people who get our program, who purchase our program, will get $1,000 off. But this expires in 10 days. Flame, help me get this message out, man, because your words, I mean, listen, man, you do a much better job of sharing this kind of information than I do.
Hey man, listen, right now, you know, when you say 10K in 10 days and shout you out for getting that 10K, listen, but you know who really gonna shout out? For the people that are following you, right? So everybody that's in this room right now, I need you to go over to the chat, right? Push the number 9 in the chat. That number 9 is a thank you to you guys, man, for pushing Don over that 10K mark. Listen, let's put the number 9 in the chat, right? Let's go ahead. Let's push, because it's put good energy back into the room, man. Y'all can't feel that good energy. Y'all ain't excited because somebody else got 10K. Listen, if you don't have 10K, you're on your way to getting there. Listen, this is what we need for you guys to do right now, is to go to the chat, hit the number 9 in the chat. Listen, it's only 27 shares to this room after all that information he's been dropping. Come on, man. Let's get to 35 shares, man. We got 8 folks in here that can share this room. Get it to 8 shares over here. Listen, when you start to understand that you guys can save, right, for the next 10 days, you guys are going to be able to save $1,000 off of, man, listen, y'all don't understand what that means. Listen, he's saving all the way around. Not only are you saving on the home, you saving on the program, which saves you on the home. Man, man, that stuff is unreal about how much savings that you're getting in a room today. Listen, that's the type of stuff that we're talking about. That's the type of stuff that we want to make sure that we pumping back into this room, into this atmosphere. Look, I looked down your hallway. Listen, you know what I didn't see? I didn't see the P.I.L.L method. I did not see the Black Think Tank. I did not see this room as the top room that's on there. I didn't see it, right? So let's push it back to the front. How do we push it? We go down to the bottom where it says share the room. What we're going to do is we're going to push this back in our hallway to make this room the #1 room that people see when they're scrolling their hallways. The only way that we're going to do it is push that algorithm up, right? Even if you shared the room before, let's share again. You shared earlier today. You know how many things that come past 30 minutes ago? Let's share again. Listen, we're going to talk about how to save $10,000, getting $10,000 in 10 days, and how you can save $1,000. Listen, all this information is driving me insane. Why is that? Because I'm thinking about all the money that I could be saving. Now you guys are saving too. This is what makes this a relationship. Everybody wins. So guess what? So since Don has did his part, he came in here and showed his tail today with the information that he got. Why don't you guys show your tail too? You show your tail by sharing the room. You show your tail by pushing the number 9 in the energy, right? And we're making sure that we're going to get part of that 10K. Man, shout you out, Mr. Don, for getting your 10,000. Getting your 10,000. That's what we like to hear. Man, let's shout them out. Y'all ain't got no love for him. Y'all ain't got no love for Mr. Don. Let me see them number 9s in the chat if you got some love for Mr. Don. Let me see them number 9s in the chat. Let's go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to go over that one more time. If you have between 1 and 10 mortgages, go ahead and completely fill out your savings and earnings report. Put in all of your debt, put in all of the numbers, okay? Because if it's not completely filled out, you will be automatically disqualified from the $1,000. So you want to completely fill it out, because what we don't want is people to put in half the information just to get it in. All right. And then my people have to do a lot of extra work to make sure your savings and earnings report gets completed. If your savings and earnings report is not complete, we will let you know it's not complete, and you will go to the end of the queue, all right, to complete it. All right, we will not come back in the same place, right? So what you want to do is make sure it's completely filled out so that you can be eligible, so that when you get this program. Now, let me tell you something. People say, well, Don, how much is the program? It's less than the average refinance. It's less than the average refinance, and we're going to take $1,000 off your program. Obviously, the program that takes one mortgage is going to be a different price than the one that takes 10. But whatever it is, you're going to get $1,000 off your program. And this is going to be for the next 10 days. And when you go to get your savings and earnings report, the coupon code is ICE 10K. When we see ICE 10K and we go through it, and you get your savings and earnings report, okay? Then the first 10 people who qualify and pay for their program will get $1,000 off. 10 people, $1,000, 10K for helping me to get to 10K, and we're going to celebrate over the next 10 days. I am so grateful to each and every one of you. We have about 3 minutes left in the room, and I want to do what we're going to do here now, folks, is we're going to hear from Dr. Eric Thomas. We're going to let everybody go online. We're going to let them go, but they can come into Clubhouse while we do our outros on Clubhouse. So we're going to do hear from Dr. Eric Thomas. We're going to, and I want to thank everyone online, okay, for helping us get there. Some of you are on Clubhouse, I know. But remember, even you online can take advantage of this. Get your savings and earnings report and put in ICE 10K when when it asks you, how did you learn about us? Go to ice10k.com and get the book. Get the book today to learn all of this. I mean, it's the only book on Amazon that talks about it. And get your savings and earnings report. Go ahead and let's hear from Dr. Eric Thomas. And we're going to go through the outro music. And we're going to see you. Listen, folks, we'll see you back here again on Friday, where we'll be able to announce how many people are starting to take advantage of this. And I'm going to announce every day how many people have taken advantage until we have exhausted the 10K in 10 days. Thank you so much. Eric, what do you have to say, brother?
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through. Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down from my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.